Hi, my name is Kiana Slaughter and we'll be discussing bipolar disorder. According to mentalillnesspolicy.org, bipolar disorder is described as a neurobiological disorder that affects 2.3 million Americans nationwide. That is about 1% of our population. Usually it's diagnosed in adolescence, but it can be up to the ages of 40 to 50 years old until you're actually diagnosed. What is bipolar disorder? According to the National Institute of Mental Health, bipolar disorder is described as a mental disorder that causes unusual shifts in mood, energy, and activity levels. Moods can be extremely elated, irritable, or energized behavior. Moods can also be very down, sad, indifferent, or they can feel hopeless, like they don't have a sense of their self or well-being. Less severe manic episodes are known as hypomanic episodes, and those are just less intense manic episodes. So they still have irritability, touchy, jumpy. It's just less. It's not as intense. Various types of bipolar disorder. In my DSM-5 research paper, I will be discussing bipolar 1 disorder, but I also discuss the other two disorders, just so people will know that there's not only one type of bipolar disorder. So to start off, we will be discussing bipolar 1. There's obviously 3 types. According to mentalillnesspolicy.org, bipolar 1 disorder is defined by manic episodes that last up to at least 7 days, or manic symptoms that are so severe that someone has to have immediate attention in the hospital. Usually depressive episodes occur and they last about 2 weeks. So those are the requirements for a bipolar 1 disorder. For bipolar 2 disorder, it's defined by a pattern of depressive episodes and hypomanic episodes, but not the full-blown manic episodes. So with that being said, they have manic episodes, they're just not as intense. Again, they are less severe, less prominent than bipolar 1. And then there's cyclothymic disorder. That's defined by periods of hypomanic symptoms as well as periods of depressive symptoms. But they have to be overall within 2 years. And these basically, you can have symptoms of bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. You have symptoms of a bipolar disorder, but it's not enough to be described as either bipolar 1 or bipolar 2 over the past 2 years. So they classify it as cyclothymic disorder. Symptoms. There can be periods of intense emotion, sadness, anger, happiness. All of these symptoms, it's just very intensified. Changes in sleep patterns and activity levels. So you can sleep too much, sleep too little, don't sleep at all. And then activity levels, they can be your energy can rise, and you can either be too perky, too much energy, hyper jittery, jumpy, but or you can actually be down, saddened. You don't want to do as much stuff. You're not as active as you were before. I will be discussing both the signs of manic episodes and depressive episodes. So to start off again, we'll be talking about manic episodes. You can feel very high up. You can be irritable, touchy, either touching other people or you want people to touch you. You can be jumpy, have decreased sleep because you're so energetic. You feel like you don't need sleep, or sometimes they genuinely just forget that they need to go to sleep. And obviously everybody needs sleep. You can have a loss of appetite because they're moving so fast. They're thinking they're moving, they're on the go. They just forget to eat. They don't really get hungry. Talking fast about different things. Their thoughts are racing, which makes them obviously talk fast. They think that they can do a lot at once. Like at work, they may start a project and then jump to another one and jump to another one. But they never finish any projects. They just jump to 3 different projects and think they can take on a lot at once, and sometimes they can't. They participate in risky behavior. They are very impulsive. They partake in sexual behaviors, and along with manic episodes, they can dress in very eccentric, bright colors, neon colors, stockings, lipstick, eyeshadow that are all bright. They want all eyes on them. They feel very powerful, like they can do anything, like they can accomplish anything, that they're superhuman. They feel talented, they feel powerful, they feel like they can do anything. They also, sometimes they eat excessively, sometimes they eat and drink excessively, like things that they shouldn't be eating or drinking, like drugs or alcohol, and or they can spend a lot of their money, give away their belongings, give away things. They can buy motorcycles, partake in things that they usually don't partake in. They spend all their money. They may give it to charity. They just act very recklessly. Signs of depressive episodes: they feel sad or empty. They are slow. They're moving in slow motion is what some people say. They have trouble sleeping. Sometimes they sleep too much. They sleep too less. They sleep all day. They have an increased appetite, which also causes weight gain because they sit there and they're just eating and eating. They talk very slowly. They have trouble concentrating and decision making. They are unable to do the simplest of things, like let's say go up the street inside their car. They can't pump gas, things that anybody can do on any given day, or they can do on any given day. They just feel like their body won't let them do it. They have an absent sex drive. They aren't interested in it anymore. They can be suicidal because of their depressive thoughts, because they're laying down, they're thinking about all these sad things that they're not trying to think about, but it can also often lead to suicide. They also have a little interest in things that they're usually interested in, like sports, activities, basketball, going to work, working out, things like that. Treatment. There's various types of treatment. And according to the National Institute of Mental Health, psychotherapy is a treatment that can they describe it as talk therapy. So if somebody's experiencing thoughts or let's say impulsive things with a manic episode, it's just an example, they'll teach them how to identify that impulse and how to control it, how to cope with it. The best things that can get them through these situations. They'll also tell their family about how to do these things, so they won't be alone with this process. There's also CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, that can also help. They also have mood stabilizers like lithium. That's the most common drug used for bipolar disorder. They have second generation antipsychotics, and they have with mood stabilizers, they also have anti-anxiety medications that can treat they're both manic and depressive episodes. They have anti-anxiety medications like lorazepam or haloperidol. They have antidepressants that they give for when they're having a depressive episode, but with the antidepressants, they give a mood stabilizer so it can balance them out. Because if you just give an antidepressants, then they can go into cycling and they can go into manic episodes, and it can either be hypomania or it can be just a full-on manic episode. It can bring them up. It just smooths them out and balances them out. And then there's ECT, which is electric convulsion therapy. So basically, it's a brain stimulation procedure that can help relieve severe symptoms of mania. It's kind of a shock therapy, some people say, but it's for if all of these don't work, all of these psychotherapy, anti-anxiety, lithium, second generation antipsychotics, if that doesn't work, then they move on to ECT. They also do ECT if someone is suicidal. That's just an immediate treatment. They try to do this. They put them under general anesthesia, and it's completely safe. It doesn't harm anyone, but it is seen as effective. This case study is from amenclinics.com, where a young girl named Carrie is a college student, and she began having problems. She couldn't concentrate. She started going to classes. She ended up having troubles in relationships. She had 4 different sexual encounters in a small period of time. She spent all of the money that her parents gave her. Her parents noticed that she was acting different, so they ended up taking her to a clinic where they did a brain scan, and they saw her cortex was a little bit off, and they decided that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. They ended up giving her lithium, and she ended up being able to go to school the next semester, and everything went back to normal. So with this treatment, they took the right route, and they figured out that she did have bipolar disorder, and lithium cured it. Well, helped her with her symptoms. In conclusion, I have discussed the differences, the similarities, and the controversies of bipolar disorder. I have talked about the treatments, how it can help, how people can cope with it, how some people are seen, how they dress, how they talk, how they act, how it can affect day-to-day living. And with this information, I hope it helps you. I hope it helps someone else, and you'll learn more inside of my speech. Thank you.